right, we are live. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Take two. Take two, folks. Last night just did not work. So we are at it again. Should be different. Did a little maintenance on the computer, which I don't usually do. So between that and the cable internet connection, looks like it's solid tonight. So crossing our fingers and our toes, amongst other things. So let's dive into this. Review for Impact Wrestling from last night. Oh, pardon me. Oof. Grilling was a success tonight. That's all I'm going to say. I want to start out by saying these episodes that they've done in the Rebel Complex up in Canada, very good. The first thing I want to, as far as criticism, positive criticism, the live commentary. There's something about live commentary. Number one, Calais and Mathews are a good team. I don't know if they're the best team out there, but that they are quickly becoming one of my favorites. Okay. Calais is a great mind. Whatever Josh Mathews doesn't come up with as far as exotic moves, over the top moves, the suicidas and all that kind of stuff. Stuff that you're going to see more, say, possibly in Japan. Calais is on the money there. He is on it. He is, what did he call the one? Tope con Hilo. What did he call that one in some match I don't know, months ago or whatever it was? I was like, Tope con what? So, it's just a positive to commentary. When these guys are sitting there live calling it, it's different than being in a booth watching it on a screen. Not that what Mathews and Sanjay Dutt were doing in a studio was bad. This is just better. Okay? Calais is just a great color guy. He really is. And he's been around the world of wrestling so long, he just adds a historical flavor to it as well. So I hope he stays with Impact Wrestling for a long time and stays on as a commentator. He's very good. But that's not to take nothing away from Josh Mathews. Josh, in my book, has improved as well too. He's not as obnoxious as he used to be. He's more straightforward there, unbiased, if you will. When he was doing that stuff with Borash, it really turned me off. It really did, because it wasn't just a segment of it. It was throughout the entire episode, and that was one big negative thing. But this is by far much better. We start out the episode with one hell of a brawl between the OGs and LAX. This feud is one of the hottest in tag team wrestling right now, and I love it. And it's hard for me to be like, oh, and I want this team to win. I like them both. I love the Young Bucks, Santana and Ortiz, and I don't mean Young Bucks. I mean the younger version of LAX. Okay, the OGs are called the OGs because they're the original G's, just like it is. But both teams are great. The veterans are great. Santana and Ortiz are great. And King is a great guy on the mic. He's not perfect, but he's good. He can flow with Conan. And you got to have some brain cells to step in the ring and step up to Conan and do some back and forth. So I think both teams were lucky they were separated by a floor because it could have gotten a lot worse. We get a great tag team match between an up-and-coming Desi Hit Squad who was on a roll for a while, and then you get a new, brand new, I don't think they've ever teamed together. Mori and Petey Williams. I'd have to look that up, but I think this is the first time they ever teamed together. So clearly, if it's a brand new pairing, they're at a disadvantage as opposed to Desi Hit Squad, who has been training and running together. Mori and Williams, like they said on commentary, coming away with the upset win here. Caretaker is in the chat here again this evening. Thank you for joining. King is the walking and YouTube did not censor you. The walking, talking glory hole. Yes, that Conan is, with his one-liners, is priceless. We're just like that little blue pill. Always hard and all that stuff. Andre Corbeil's in the chat. Good evening to you. Did you get your Twitter back? Aries is a fool if he trusts Cross. Yeah, well, he'll learn. You didn't. Folks, if you follow my stuff, you probably know Andre because I do a lot of my stuff for Andre's WrestlingWithWrestling.com website. My lucha stuff goes on there, along with my House of Hardcore, even though it's sporadic. But Twitter, for some stupid reason, because he tweets all the time, suspended his WrestlingWithWrestling.com and his Andre Corbeil site. I think he got his... Oh, you got the Wrestling with Wrestling Twitter back. Okay. But he lost his Twitter. So if you can hop on Twitter, do me a solid, do the team a solid, and tell Twitter to get Andre Corbeil's Twitter back. This guy has not had an easy run with social media. He had some hiccups about 4 or 5 years ago with YouTube. He lost a channel and lost millions of viewers, and I was trying to help him out at the same time, but he's getting them back. Like he says, one at a time. You're a beautiful person. Hey, I love you, Andre, and I'm proud to be part of the team. So I do what I can. I got some live viewers here. Gotta plug away when I can, you know. Love you, Andre. Good guy. So yeah, solid tag team work from Mori and Petey Williams. Will be interesting to see if they keep them together. Kind of, I don't know, you know, getting a win over an established tag team like that, I think means something, especially in the world of Impact Wrestling, you know, where wins like this, I think, would tend to mean more as opposed to maybe on another show, you know, where it's just 50-50 booking, you know. I was finally taught how to add new content contributors to the site manually, so expect the family to grow. Hey, awesome. Gotta love WrestlingWithWrestling.com. Got lots of different content providers, indie, WWE, Impact, I do Lucha, House of Hardcore, all across indies, reviews, all sorts of stuff on there. If you're watching it, you can probably find some content for it on WrestlingWithWrestling.com. Go check it out. So yeah, solid tag team match. Ichi, Mori, and Petey Williams come off with a upset. I wrote, wow, it was a good match. It really was. Then we get a match between Alyssa Edwards, and Tessa Blanchard. Wow. Solid match. But Alyssa Edwards not coming out with a lot of offense, but she was tough. It wasn't a squash match. She did come off with some offense, just not a lot. Tessa comes out with a win here. Man, every time I see Tessa in the ring, you see something new. She is one of the best in-ring, up-and-coming women in the independent scene right now, period. I mean, she is, and I consider myself lucky as an Impact Wrestling supporter and fan to have her on my television on a weekly basis. It's amazing. When everybody said, oh, the clock's ticking, she's going to show up in WWE any second now, and then lo and behold, she didn't. She showed up at, I believe it was Redemption, and sat down at the commentator's desk live, and it was like, oh, what's up with this? She's just been a tremendous addition to the roster, and she has signed at least, I'm guessing, a multi-year deal, 2-year deal at least. So to continue to watch this brand grow and an addition of her to the roster is just tremendous. It's awesome. The chat is just lighting up. Good to see that. Agents in the chat, good evening to you, sir. I'll read everything later. If I don't respond to everything, don't be mad. Just trying to keep the momentum going from last night because I felt like everything really flowed last night, and then between my internet and YouTube just chopped the hell out of my show. That's why I'm redoing it, folks. Then poor Bobo. Hashtag poor Bobo. Unreal. He is the new bag handler. Is that a thing? Bag handler? And poor guy, just sweating bullets, walking behind Scarlet Bordeaux. Although, you know what? Walking behind Scarlet Bordeaux wouldn't be a bad thing. Just saying. And just thinking about it. Damn. These segments with her are priceless, though. Absolutely priceless. So, and then I'm out of order here. I don't remember which one went first, but the one where she stops KM and Falaba having a discussion about strategy, in-ring planning. That conversation was absolutely hilarious. It was like Han talking to Chewie. Well, Chewie, ba 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 ba. Instead of it was ba. It's like saying dude. And there's like, so many different ways you could say dude. Be like dude or dude or dude. Same thing. Ba. Absolutely hilarious. And the way KM just kept flowing with the conversation was absolutely priceless. It was so funny. It was really good. And then Scarlet Bordeaux walks past. Looking good, boys. Wink. Whatever. And Falaba goes, bah. Cam goes, I was thinking the same thing. Oh, man. Too funny. Scarlet Bordeaux. Then later, as long as we're talking about her, we'll cover all the segments. Later, she walks in the office, and this is funny for two reasons. One, because she's all flirty with management, We don't see Impact management, okay? We always hear about, oh, Impact Manage approved this match and that match. We don't see any authority figures. So the fact that we got what looked like an impression of Being the Elite, you have to watch Being the Elite from the Young Bucks on YouTube to get this, okay? There's segments during Being the Elite where you see two guys talking, and all you see are hands up in the screen, doing this and doing this and expressing themselves, doing this, while the other guy is sitting just staring at the camera, whoever is being talked to. This was like straight out of that. I don't take it as a negative thing because I love the Being the Elite series. So the fact that they did a little, what do you call it? I'm not going to call it ripped off because that sounds like a negative thing. An impression, we'll call it an impression. We did, them doing an impression of that. And I know Impact management is close with the Young Bucks. They've got to be. We're seeing an LAX Young Bucks match on Jericho's Cruise, which they promoted again. Gotta wonder about that Jericho. Man, if he shows up in Impact Wrestling someday, I'm gonna fall out of my damn chair. I'm looking forward to it. I hope he does do it. There's no reason. He's the Intercontinental Champion in New Japan. There is no reason for him not to do something like this, unless he's under some kind of specific contract that says, no, you can't. Then that's a thing. But the way companies are all working together now, why not? Do it. Just make it happen. Jericho, and I don't even care if it's for a cup of coffee. If he shows up for like a couple tapings and fights the champ or whatever, I don't care. It's just Jericho on Impact Television would be like, holy shit, this is awesome. Racist Fan Rocks is in the chat. Good evening to you. I would love the Chris brothers in Lucha. Oh, man, that would be great. The only thing is, Sammy was killed in Lucha Underground, and Cobra Moon brought him back from the dead. Now he was Jeremiah Crane. Now he's Jeremiah Snake, which sounds corny, and yet it's awesome. The fact that he was killed and brought back from the dead all in a matter of a few episodes. I love it. I would put them with Mill. You would put them with Mill? That is interesting. Very interesting. Hey, it's Lucha. It's another universe. Why not, right? Very interesting, though. Very interesting. So, yeah, I know. Scarlet Bordeaux. Scarlet Bordeaux is like, oh, poor little me. Oh, can you please help me? No, I'm not going to take my top off. Don't worry. I'm not as sexy as she is. I'd have to like wax all this. It'd be bad. It would be like glowing red. It would be ridiculous. Silly. So she's asking management for help because she's just getting hot shamed. It's so horrible. And they're like, well, we could give you your own show. How about Fantasy Island and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, how about the Smoke Show? She's calling herself the Smoke Show. Why not? So next week, we are getting the debut of the Smoke Show. And I cannot wait to see what they do with that. No palm trees, though. No palm trees in the ring. Because then Carlito will show up and be like, that's not cool, Uh, oh my goodness. All right, then we get a GWN flashback. Sabin versus Petey Williams. Some classic cup action. I don't remember what they said, what kind of cup it was. But then Kevin Nash comes in and squashes him. And it was just funny that they threw this in there, you know. I dug Kevin Nash in TNA back then. I don't think I liked him picking on the little guys. Little, smaller, you know what I mean. But the one thing I did not like, the only thing I didn't like about them being in TNA back then was their music. Ding, 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 ding. It was like just a goofy, childlike tinkering on a piano. I couldn't stand it. Did not like it. He's retired, though, now. Yep. No more Nash in wrestling. He makes appearances, I guess. Maybe he does the occasional jackknife powerbomb. If that. So, yeah. Interesting little flashback. Oh, and I have started watching some older stuff on the GWN network. I did just watch, I know, another ADD moment. Just bear with me. I watched The King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett. It's like a 4-part thing, and each part is like 2.5 hours. I watched the first part. It's a history of Jeff Jarrett in the industry, put in with some early moments in TNA and Jeff Jarrett chasing the championship, and wow, a young AJ Styles and some other stuff in there. Crazy stuff. So yeah, it's very interesting. I'm watching some classic stuff. I'm trying to get my money's worth because they don't throw a lot of they're throwing the one night onlys on there, and those are good. But I'm hoping someday they can also throw like the pay-per-views on there. You know, right? For now they got Fight TV and whatever, but it is what it is. But you know, I'm getting my money's worth. It's fun stuff. Okay, covered the KM stuff. Here we go. Matt Sidell versus Pentagon Jr. Solid match. A lot of fun. Poor Matt Sidell on, dare I say, a losing streak. Defended his title, his X Division title, against Cage at Slammiversary and lost it. Got the rematch, lost that. Now went up against Pentagon and lost against Pentagon. Pentagon is one of the best guys in the ring right now, though. I would make him, I don't know. It's all a matter of opinion. Top five in the ring right now. He is unique. He is. And I sometimes expect more high-flying stuff from him, but a lot of it depends on his opponent. And, Matt Sidell has been using a more ground-based, ring moves. And so that actually fits more with what Pentagon's doing right now. But Pentagon could do anything. Hell, look what he did with Sammy. That was crazy awesome. So yeah, Pentagon coming off with a win here. Who knows what's next for him? And who knows what's next for Sidell? He's got to, refocus that third eye thing. Out of focus. And then at the end of this, up on the big screen, we see Sammy, and he's talking to his brothers and decides that they should shave their heads too, and he makes them decide, and Jake volunteers, and then Sammy's like, no, David, you take one for the team. you're getting your head shaved. Oh, he makes his brother shave his head. And so that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Although he's got more hair in his face than on his head right now. So, oh well. They're all going to look like CM Punk during the coming to faith sessions or whatever. Oh my God. Could you imagine that if Sammy started a new religion, like a new cult following? Oh, that'd be crazy. On Impact Wrestling, the Sammy Cult. That'd be nuts. We get the crazy LAX OG promo, Conan and King going back and forth. And what was it? The glory hole. Yeah, Caretaker, the first comment. King is the walking, talking glory hole. Oh my goodness. That was funny. Yeah, those two going back and forth. He's like, ha ha, you got jokes. Yeah, Conan's full of jokes. Putting people in their place too. And lets LAX do all the rough stuff. So yeah. Then they talking about getting a match next week. I'll go over all the previews in a little bit once all the reviewing is done as far as everything we're getting next Impact Wrestling show. Then Jimmy Jacobs surprisingly calls out the mayor of Slamtown, Johnny Impact. Calls himself the Monster. Shocking. Because since Jimmy Jacobs has come to Impact Wrestling, we've seen him as a managerial guy. There's only one time we've seen him in the ring, and that was, well, I should say, I don't know if he did any wrestling on Explosion episodes because I don't watch a lot of those. I've watched a couple lately because I've been watching more of the GWN stuff. But there was a Twitch show where I believe it was the Wrestling Revolver show, Sammy's company in, where was that, Iowa, somewhere in the Midwest, combining with Impact Wrestling, and Jimmy Jacobs wrestled Andre. Yes, Andre is right. Smash that like button and smash that sub button. Thank you, Andre. Mwah. Love you. What's it talking about? Jimmy. Oh my God. Tell him to stop drinking. He won't. I know. So Jimmy Jacobs has been managing Congo Kong. Thank you, Eric. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope all is well with you. Eric has been a long time sub to my channel. He's quiet though. He doesn't come. He doesn't type much. Thank you, Eric. So yeah, we're getting a match with Jimmy Jacobs versus Johnny Impact. How awesome is that? Jimmy Jacobs is really good, folks. And I know he wrestles more across the indie circuit. No, he wasn't for a long time because he was a backstage writer for WWE. But as soon as he hit the indie scene, he got injured, and that was right as he joined Impact Wrestling. But I think it's awesome that he's getting in the ring on Impact Wrestling. Now, I did not look at spoilers, trust me on this one, but I would not be surprised if we get a visit from Congo Kong in the ring during this match. But nonetheless, I'm still very excited for Jimmy Jacobs versus Johnny Impact. I'm excited for Jimmy Jacobs versus anyone. I saw him, oh my goodness, was it almost 10 years ago? It was one of Daniel Bryan's last independent scenes before he went back to, get out of here, Apple software update. interrupting me. My goodness. Right in the middle of my screen. Bam. Just ugly big blue box. Get out of here. Jiminy Christmas. It was a Dragon Gate USA show. Daniel Bryan versus a very young Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. Jon Moxley. And that was my introduction to Jimmy Jacobs. I believe he wrestled in a multi-man match. Luke Harper, I believe, was also on that show. And I'll be damned if I can't remember his independent name from back then. Oh, jeez. But nonetheless, you know who I'm talking about. Who else was on that show? I can't remember. It's been a while. But that was my first indie scene wrestling show. And that was just incredible. Downtown Milwaukee, East Side. That was nuts. Man, if I could go back to that show, that was good times. So then headlining here, I know, A to D to D. Headlining here, Aries versus Edwards for the Impact World Championship. Really good match. And like they said on commentary, the first match that we've seen in a long time from Eddie Edwards where he wasn't just psycho bashing everyone. It wasn't a brawl. I mean, he did a little brawling outside of the ring. I think anybody does that. But that's what he's been known for lately. Did Jimmy Jacobs have a faction in Ring of Honor? Yeah, he did. He was in a faction with who's that guy? Tyler Black. Oh yeah, Seth Rollins. Don't ask me what they were called, but there was some kind of faction back then, and there was someone else in their faction. I don't remember who, but I know they were together. So yeah. I don't know a lot, but I know a little. Good match, though, between Aries and Edwards. A lot of back and forth. Edwards, a little more goofy than crazy. He did a lot more wrestling, like I said, in this match, as in the last several brawls he's had all over the place between Philly and wherever they've all been on TV lately. But Aries said in a promo earlier that he absolutely, no exception, would come out on top. This man had a plan, and this plan's name is K to the I to the double L, ER, to the K to the R to the O to the S. Killer Cross, folks. Killer Cross comes out and just murders Eddie Edwards. Saito suplexes him in the next week. Aries gives him a big-ass brain buster. And 1, 2, 3. Folks, we have an alliance between Austin Aries, one of my favorites, Milwaukee's finest, with Killer Cross. Unbelievable. Of all the things that I thought that they were going to do in Impact Wrestling, this one blew my effing mind. Because I had predicted months ago, even over a year ago, there was a faction down in AAA when Mundo had all the titles down there, okay? Mundo had all the titles with Taya, and his muscle was Cross. So there was the trifecta. Mundo had all the belts. Taya had I can't remember what they call the women's championship in AAA down there, okay? And Cross was just annihilating everyone. And then stuff went south between AAA, Taya, and Mundo. They left, joined Impact Wrestling, and while all this was happening, then all of a sudden Cross was kind of in limbo, left. Now he's back with Matt and Conan and a few other guys down there who Jack Evans, Tessa Teddy Hart. I think Brian Cage is also part of this group now. Not positive. But anyways, Cross is back down there. And I assumed that Cross, when he came to Impact, that he was going to help Johnny upon his return around Slammiversary or post Slammiversary. If Johnny won, Johnny Impact, if Johnny Impact won at Slammiversary, I thought they would make him like #1 contender, and then Cross would help him win. That's what I was fantasy booking in the back of my head. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I did not think Cross would join in an alliance with Austin Aries. Unbelievable. A lot of people are comparing this to Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Rightly so. I get it. But, you know, I'm not going to agree or disagree with that, because as much as I know those two were together, I've seen clips, I've seen a little bit of footage. I wasn't watching a lot of that back then. Pre-Attitude Era stuff. Pre-DX. I just wasn't watching that. So I'm not going to disagree with you, but I look at it and it's like, yeah, I hear you. It's just, it's so far different from what people were talking about and comparing that to when McIntyre joined up with Ziggler. Okay. So, and I haven't seen anybody compare it yet. I'm sure some idiot will, as far as comparing the Aries Cross and Pierre's laughing. And the Ziggler McIntyre. Two very different. But I haven't watched WWE in weeks, so I don't even know what they're doing. I hear certain things. The only thing I keep seeing on a daily basis is whether Daniel Bryan is signed or not. And I know I reported that he was signed. I was wrong. Apparently, Daniel Bryan is still not signed. I don't know. September 1st is coming up quick, though. That's all I got to say. Will we see him in Chi-Town? Let's hope and pray. Oh, my God. Daniel Bryan shows up in Chi-Town, Sears Center. You're going to see 10,000 people absolutely flip their wig. Crazy. All right, back to Aries and Cross. So, yeah, Cross comes down, suplexes Edwards, stands tall in the ring at the end of the match with Aries. Unfreaking believable. Did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. Some people watching, I'm sure, saw the spoilers. I'm glad they did not tell me, though. Caretaker. No, it's okay. Just thank you for not telling me. I appreciate that. I don't care if you watch the spoilers or not, or read them or whatever. I look at them too once in a while. Depends on if I think something's going to happen or not. You know, you're curious. We're all guilty of that. So, great episode of Impact Wrestling this week. Solid wrestling, a little bit of comedy, and good promos. It's another complete package, in my opinion. They're killing it in a good way. Next week, we're getting the debut of the Smoke Show. What else? We are getting Phoenix versus Callahan. Oh my goodness. Lord Almighty. I cannot wait for that one. If Phoenix loses, are they going to shave his head? Anyways, Su Yung versus Allie, non-championship or non-title, whatever, non-title bout. So would not be surprised if Tessa gets involved in it, though. Caretaker debut of the smoke show. Are you going to be able to handle it? I am going to have a full pitcher of ice water there to douse myself in. I will be ready. I'm not going to be ready. What else are we getting? We're getting Eli. I did that wrong. Eli Drake versus Hendry. We've seen that before, didn't we? It's all right. They put on a good match. It just adds to the drama. We'll see what happens. With, I almost said Drago. Oops. Switch the letters around. Grado. Phonics. It's a thing, I guess. We are getting a street fight between LAX and the OGs. Hopefully, LAX will get their belts back. Hopefully, nobody will just leave them in the ring like last week. I'm sorry. I laughed way too hard at that. Hello, there's belts in the ring for free. Somebody grab them. Unbelievable. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, Mayor of Slamtown versus Zombie Princess. There you go. That's a pretty solid effing card, if I may say so myself. But that smoke show. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Somebody get me a cold one. Not going to be ready for that. So thanks for everyone joining this evening while I was live again trying to do this. I think it was better this time. I didn't even watch any of it at all. But it looks like the video is okay. I just happened to watch a couple seconds of the live feed here. Caretaker, I really hope Eli gets a better feud soon. Yeah, I know. I see other people no leg. Thank you, Caretaker. Appreciate it. Yeah, I like Eli Drake. I think he's one of the best guys on the roster. He had a decent run as champ, and I think he should get another shot soon. But they've got so many really talented guys that I want to see get a shot at the championship. And now, damn. And now that Cross is helping Aries, yeah, there's the typical, Aries shouldn't, I think Andre said it earlier in the chat, Aries shouldn't trust Cross. Well, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that they are going to make Cross champion someday. And if Cross does turn on Aries somewhere down the road, say, I don't think it should happen immediately. I think this should be like a slow burn for if they're going to do this where Aries is unbeatable with Cross, do it for 6 months. I'm good with that. That's like a fair time, I think. And they can bring in some new faces in the meantime to face Aries and, keep it fresh. And then all of a sudden, early next year, bam, Cross turns on them. And then make Cross champ. That would make my Christmas right there. I wouldn't want anything else for Christmas. Can I get Champion Cross for Christmas, Mom? Santa's going to be so freaking confused this Christmas. Why are kids asking for a Cross championship for Christmas? I don't get it. We'll see. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. If they make Eli face, that'd be great. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. We'll see. It's just interesting. Not everybody can be on top. But yes, he is good. We'll see. The fact that he resigned is just a positive thing, I think. So thanks everyone for tuning in live. Glad the stream was better tonight as opposed to last night. Oh my God. That was horrible. And then I was watching it, and it looked like I was Max Headroom or something on crack. It was horrible. I can't even tell you how horrible the replay looked like. So if you're new to the channel, by all means, there's plenty more of this where it came from. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, check out the content, and ring that little bell right down wherever it is. YouTube changed it again. Ring that little bell for notifications because algorithms suck. So let you know when more of my content hits your screen. So, I'm not sure if everyone here knows who Max Headroom is. Google it, folks. Look up Max Headroom. It's like a mid-'80s computer. Oh, God. I can't even describe it. Just go look it up. Trust me. Whoops. It'll blow your mind. Good night, folks.